Yeah. Jelly legs.
Jelly legs.
Welcome to the Genuinely Funny
Podcast.
Welcome to the Genuinely Funny Podcast.
Sometimes we
Does
say
that sound like
funny
Kermit the
things.
Frog a little bit?
Sometimes we say not funny things. Sometimes we cry. Sometimes we laugh. I don't know.
Well, this is the Genuinely Funny Podcast. Sometimes we hoot and holler and we just tell jokes and we just have a good old time. Sometimes we cry and we just have tears.
Tears.
And then we just
Sometimes we express our fears. Sometimes we say
Burp on
silly
mic.
things.
Yeah. Welcome to the Genuinely Funny
Genuinely
Podcast.
fun past.
It's Genuinely Funcast. My name is Ben Patat. This is my wife, Kendall Patat. High five for marriage.
We did it.
We did it. We're here.
We
Kendall
did it.
says she's more tired than me,
100%.
and I wisely agreed.
You should, because moms know the mom tired is different than the dad tired. It's just different things.
Okay, well then the dad cold is different than the mom cold.
No, you just a baby.
That was I read a scientific study.
You're just a little baby when you're sick.
I read an actual scientific study on Instagram
Oh, God.
last week that said that dad colds are different because of our immune systems.
Because your tolerance for pain is a lot lower than women's, because we naturally are in pain every single month. And we just deal with it because life.
No,
Yeah.
it was science.
Look it up. Science told me that too. Look
All
it
right.
up.
Anyways, we kidnapped a dog.
We did not kidnap a dog.
We found a dog. There was a dog in our driveway right before we started recording. So, Honey, our sweet puppy, is in her crate downstairs, and the dog's out back. So hopefully it won't get into our chicken.
If it attacks the
fence.
chickens, we're going to have a problem.
Kendall does not have a lot of patience for pups.
I don't have a lot of patience for pets, period.
A lot of P's in those sentences.
Patience for pets.
I've got a problematic penchant for patience of pets.
Correct.
All right.
Because this is another thing to take care of.
Just another thing.
Dogs yap.
Dogs yap.
Bad dogs.
What do cats do?
Yap.
Dogs yap.
Cats
Cats
scratch.
Cats scratch.
Their cats are buttholes, man. They don't want
What do
anything to
bats
do
do?
with you. They pollinate. We found out this morning that bats are pollinators
Did
as
you guys know that?
well.
I did not know that. Because Dylan, our middle child, Dylan, is at a pollinator school. That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's pollinator camp.
You're such a crunchy mom. Did you
Thank you.
Google pollinator school?
No, I looked up this local school in the upstate.
You were at
It's like they do a nature school during the regular year.
You
and
were at
then-
a farmer's market.
No, shut up.
Another white
Shut up.
crunchy mom's dreadlock
No.
fell off, and written in it was
No.
pollinator school.
No.
Okay.
No.
Continue, sorry.
So, anyways, there's a local upstate nature school that during the regular school year they do like nature school, and in the summer they offer summer camps. They're like 3 days a week, every week, and each week it's a different.
This is nature
Lesson.
school.
But
But we
it's
also
camp.
have, okay, pause. I need clarity, and I know that the folks at home need some clarity. We have signed our boys up
There's
for
different schools.
farm school,
Correct.
also forestry school,
Correct.
and pollinator school.
Well, just Dylan.
But
for
that's
pollinator
part of
camp.
nature school. Those are three separate things? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we are training our boys to be feral.
They just
mountain
be
men.
outdoorsmen and
Yeah.
be men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they shoot guns every morning
Yeah, that would be sick.
and they kill
Yeah.
a cow with their bare hands and eat it
Yeah.
raw and wiggling.
Ew.
We likes it raw. Anyways, so
Did you notice every podcast so far we've referenced something from Lord of the
Well,
Rings?
it's because we like. It's great.
That's because I like the ring.
I love jewelry.
The one ring to
I'm
rule
fascinated
them
with that
all.
golden band.
It
I
speaks
love me a
the
jewelry.
black speech to me.
I'll have one jewelry, please.
Hello.
All right. What's the funniest? Tell me a time that you one of the hardest times you've laughed ever in your life.
Okay, the one that immediately came to mind was when I was at Broncos with my friends.
Yeah.
In high school, we used to go to Broncos Mexican
Bronco-
restaurant
yes, say
on
what that
Blackstock Road in Spartanburg. Represent.
Blackstock Road.
It's a good old Mexican restaurant. And I don't remember what the circumstance was, but I laughed so
I remember
hard
a story about it.
that I shot like water out of my nose. I think we were just
My
quoting.
story also has to
we
do
were
with something coming out
I
of
know
someone's
what
nose.
yours is. I know what yours is.
Okay, go ahead.
But
There's
we
another one I
were-
probably shouldn't tell.
We were, I think, just quoting silly like slogans.
Okay.
And I think all I said was like the old Wendy slogan that's like beef is what's for dinner, like the
That's
old
not the
lady.
slogan.
Wait, who says that?
I don't know. Somebody does say that.
It's beef. It's something about beef.
Beef.
And it was an old lady doing
Welcome
it.
to Wendy's. Beef.
It's what's for dinner.
That is a saying. Beef is what's for dinner.
Who is it?
I think it's Men's Warehouse.
But anyways,
Chippendale Dancers,
I just
beef,
like
it's what's for dinner.
got a steak fajita or something, and I just said that. I don't
They
remember
don't need to
why.
know
We were
that.
just in a silly mood.
Okay.
And then we all started laughing, and then I laughed really hard, and I shot water out of my nose because I just taken a drink, and then I ruined my fajita, and then I laughed more, and then I couldn't breathe, and then I cry when I laugh really hard.
You cry when you laugh at all, I feel like.
Yeah, and that was funny. I
Good
have
story.
more.
All right, that's my turn now. What's the story that I'm going to tell?
When you and Trey shot water out of your nose.
Yeah. No, yeah. So me and my best friend Trey, shout out Trey, we were at Sonic in
He
high
also
school.
likes Lord of the Rings.
He does like Lord of the Rings because he's a man's man. He jumps out of helicopters. He's cool. But we were at Sonic in high school, and I can't remember what. I think we were quoting Family Guy or something. You know how that? You know how you do that in high school? I couldn't watch.
Newspaper boy.
And we both had blue coconut slushies, and he shot blue coconut slushy out of his nose. And it was just like it was like an alien's fingers plopped down from inside his nose. It was just like
snot.
he went and it just came like
Ew.
two perfect blue streams, like a Smurf's legs were sticking out of its nose like a pair of shorts. And we laughed so hard because he immediately went and snorted
it back up.
and
Ew.
like then he was choking.
You're gonna make someone gag.
Well,
My
at
mom
least it's not
gags when
me.
you talk
As long as it's not
about
me. There's another time that's probably not an appropriate story with Jacob.
No,
No,
that's not appropriate.
That's not appropriate. Anyways,
What's the hardest-
That sounds it's.
What's the hardest you've ever laughed? Whether we've ever laughed together? No, you know what? I got a good one though. We were technically together.
Okay.
But was when Ryan face planted at the movie theater.
That was we were together. What do you mean technically? We were dating.
We were dating. I'm
Yeah.
not saying we weren't married yet, but we were dating. It was like my 21st
You're only-
birthday
So
weekend.
you're saying we can only define the relationship once we're married.
No,
You're not technically together until you're.
we haven't been
Married.
together as one in the Bible. But Ryan like was my 21st birthday,
Awkward.
and we walked. I touched the butt.
Okay.
Okay,
It was your birthday.
yeah, we went.
And
and we were all
was it
like,
your
we want to
birthday?
go see him. It was my 21st birthday
Okay.
weekend, and we are like, we want to go see a movie.
Terminator Salvation. I remember it.
Yeah, because Lauren still worked at the theater sometimes, so she
Yep.
got us into Spartan 16.
And so we're up at the top.
And my brother
It's like the last one.
is just the last one, and he comes in trying to do something stupid, like
He's
he
just a
was like,
clumsy
"What's
guy.
up, idiots?"
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
trying to be cool, running up the stairs. He's like, "What's up, idiots?" And
He missed a step and just face planted onto the steps.
I've got a bunch of funny stories with your brother
He's
from tour
always
days.
doing sloppy
One
stuff.
time, we were in our little 15-passenger van, and I threw something towards him in the back. Or like I was throwing something to Caleb, maybe sitting beside him, and he was like, "I'll be funny and try and grab it."
Slap it.
And he just jammed his hands
Oh.
upwards and into the ceiling of the 15-passenger van and
awful.
just jammed like 3 of his fingers.
Didn't he? So you just told me that he bought a new Xbox and immediately dropped it right after he bought it.
Okay,
at
so
store.
he came and visited at Christmas and bought an Xbox because I was playing Call of Duty with my bros.
The best.
And he's like, "Dude, that looks fun. I want to play it." So he bought an Xbox. So then he took it home and apparently put it in like a entertainment console that had no ventilation, and it just imploded.
Yeah.
So
Which
I was-
he's smarter than that.
What's funny is it was this morning. I was like, "You should just buy another Xbox." He was like, "I might." And then he just texted the group and said, "I bought an Xbox,
And then
I
dropped it.
I paid for it, and then immediately dropped it in the store."
Ryan, please.
Take it. Be careful.
Just be careful. We love you so much.
and we don't want you to hurt yourself.
Just you've been doing it for 40 years almost. Be careful.
Oh gosh,
He's
that's
not
crazy.
40.
Yeah,
He'll be 39.
Okay. So today let's get right into it.
Okay, are we keeping it lighter today? Because I feel like the past 2 weeks
Past
we
2
talked
weeks
about heavy things.
and that's totally fine. And I'm all about it. And we might go. I don't know. We might go heavy today. We'll see. How you feeling today?
I'm tired.
Okay.
I need to send that guy that texted about that light. Sorry,
We're filming a podcast. I don't know if you.
I feel good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I haven't been sleeping.
I
good.
felt great. I feel good today.
That's good. Last week you had a hard week time. You had a hard time. It was
in my head all week.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just woke up like, let's get going. Did some work. Wrote an offer. Started messing with my website. And just felt good.
That's great.
So that's nice. It's
I love
nice
that
to feel
for
nice.
you.
And we were talking about what we wanted to talk about today, and then something that popped into my head this morning was like a family motto of ours.
Yeah.
It's more like a marriage motto of
It's
ours.
a marriage motto.
And we'll definitely. I mean, we definitely say it to the boys too, but like, we
Well,
both have a tattoo.
We're married, so also is a byproduct of our marriage to our family. So it's a family motto.
Sure.
Logic.
The motto is: This is
An adventure.
This is an.
This
This
is an adventure.
This is an adventure.
adventure.
Oh my god. Be quiet. This is an adventure is the motto. We originally came up with it. We didn't come up with it. It was in a Wes Anderson movie. We love Wes Anderson
Life
movies.
Aquatic.
And one of my favorites is The Life Aquatic. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's fun. It's got Bill Murray in it. It's like one of the more comedic, like dry.
Just watch
It's
out
like-
for that one lady that sits on deck.
Yes, she's French. So, but
know,
Bill Murray's in it. It's one of the more comedic Wes Anderson movies. It's fun.
So we have a book. I remember I bought you that Wes Anderson book. It's just
It's like stills and stuff from the
stills and
movies.
stuff
Yeah.
from the movies and like illustrations and from different shots and stuff. And so I took some of the pages out and framed them, and I put the ones from Life Aquatic in the boys' bathroom, and I didn't realize the topless lady was on there. And I
Did they
forgot
notice
about
it?
it. No one's noticed it yet.
It's a cartoon drawing.
I know, but still, I mean, it's Bobes, and so I was just like,
Well,
they haven't said anything
they
yet.
exist.
They do. I was like, well, should I put some it's tiny, but I was like, maybe I should put some tape over it. But I forget about it.
Draw a little bikini top on it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, if you haven't seen the movie, there's one of the adventurers is a French lady that is like sunbathing. So skip that part. It's like a second long. So in the movie, he's an adventurer, ocean adventurer. What am I trying to say?
Oceanic.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. But anyway, he's like hunting down the shark, and he says like towards the end of the movie, it's like very cool, moody scene, and he's like, "This is an adventure," and we were like, "That's so good." And so I've got a
Steve
tattoo
Zissou.
of Steve Zissou's head. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and zoom in on it. And it says, "This is an adventure." And Kendall got a tattoo that says, "This is an adventure." But the idea behind that as a motto is life. That life is an adventure. And I thought that'd be a good conversation for us to have coming off of the past few weeks that we've talked about things.
Sure.
Because like 2 weeks ago, we talked about just like the hardest part of being an adult. And since last week, I got to sit down with my mentor, discipler, Michael. He's an amazing man of God, goes to our church. I love him. He's just big. He's like I think I'm taller than him, but he's still really tall.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can just give him a big old bear hug. He's so nice. So sweet. But, and I was just sharing with him last week, just where my head's been at. And like, he was like, you just have to remember this is a journey. This is an adventure. And I told him about it.
I was like, yeah, dummy, it's on my arm.
Yeah. And well, and it
Dummy
stemmed
to yourself.
So I was like, okay, coming off of the past few episodes, like I struggle because it's like in my brain, I'll come up with all these goals and I'll come up with these like these barriers, these placement markers is like, we're not there yet. And I really would love for us to be there.
Where's there?
It just changes. It can be for whatever area of life, you know. For songwriting, I haven't released an album this year. Whatever. I'll just make it up in my head.
Listen,
These
there was
milestones.
a season when you didn't even write anything. So
Yeah, 10 years is not a good season.
no, wow.
Yeah. So, and he was like, and Michael's like, what are the benchmarks? You know, what are the benchmarks you're trying to hit? And I'm like, oh, maybe this, that, and that. And he's like, who's setting up the benchmarks?
Right.
Like, there's nobody in your life that's
Ben.
saying like, Ben, you've really got to get this to this point or to this point.
That's why they're called benchmarks.
Because it's from Ben.
Yeah.
I'm Ben.
Yeah.
Benchmarks.
Benjamin Marks.
Benchmarks. Benchmarks. That's dumb. So anyway, and it was just really, really challenging and convicting. And all he said was, Ben, you're establishing those goals. You're the one putting those benchmarks in place.
Yeah.
By all metrics, quote unquote. I even hate that word. Like, you have a fantastic life. It's a wonderful life, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. And so, and that this is an adventure helps to put me like in the right perspective and like headspace of like, dude,
Also.
there's going to be problems that pop up on a daily basis. And we always figure them out. We always overcome them. Or maybe we don't. And then we pivot and figure it out. We still figure it out. It might not... maybe I'll say it this way. This is an adventure, and rarely does this adventure look like you expect it to look or look like you plan for it to look. But as long as you keep going, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
going to text my dad real quick that there's a random dog in our backyard.
Okay,
So they don't let it out.
cool. Thanks for doing that now.
I just thought about it. You hear it out there yapping.
Well, thanks for waiting until after my point was done so that I don't have anything else to say. It's great. Let me text your dad while you answer the question of, what does it mean to you? This is an adventure.
This is an adventure. I think it means that life is in the everyday and the mundane. It is what you make it. That's what it is. So it's like it can be breakfast can be an adventure.
Yeah.
Going to the mountains for a day is an adventure. Like, I mean, we tell our boys that. It's like, we're going to go on an adventure day. And it's not anything crazy. It's pretty mundane. It's just, hey, we're going to go just intentionally enjoy time. Well, in case the neighbor hollered back.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody.
So that to me is like I see it more in the micro perspective than the macro perspective of our life.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's the grand. If you zoom out and look at someone's life, it's like you can read it. There's a good perspective of make it like it can look like an epic adventure story, you know.
Yeah.
But we're here and now in this moment, and so every day you can make it an adventure.
Yeah. When I think it ties in when seasons are tough too, like we talked about last week, just coming through hard seasons or hard
And that
headspaces.
quote that you said that from
Yeah, it's
Lord
what
of
we
the
do
Rings.
with the time we have. Like it is
I
what
wish
you
that it
make
had
it.
not happened in our time. You know.
Yeah, but it's that putting one foot in front of the other and its perspective,
Put
which
one foot
we've
in
talked
front
about
of the other one.
for 2 weeks. We talked about for 2 weeks, which is just shifting your perspective.
Yeah.
And so that way, the mundane or the hard, or even like the joy filled or whatever, all of that is like wrapped up into this adventure. And when you have that perspective of like it's the getting through, is part of the adventure, is more than just getting to the destination.
Yeah, that's good. It's in my brain when I think benchmark mode, wrong perspective.
Benjamin.
I'm thinking I'm either there or I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
and so it's like, and because I'm thinking about that end goal, it's like I'm rarely ever in the present.
Yeah.
Just being in the
Yeah.
present. And so, but having that
I don't
perspective of
ever
this
set
is an
goals.
adventure. Well, I said enough for both of us, trust
I know,
me.
but like we're so different in that, like our personality types.
Sure.
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 I love that.
But
for you.
like how we I wonder too. Well, I mean, no, there's a lot of women that are way more like motivated
Boss
by
babes.
goal setting and, you know,
Can I ask you a question?
stuff. I'm
At
just
the-
not.
Can I ask you a question at the risk of being sexist?
Sure.
Do you think? Ooh, maybe I shouldn't ask this. Okay.
You
Do
should
you
ask
think
it.
I'm posing this question not because I think this? It's just a
Opposing
question.
or proposing?
I'm proposing to you
Oh,
this question as a question, not as a Ben statement.
okay.
Do you think boss babes, maybe in the same way that like boss dudes are like trying to compensate for something else?
Usually, yeah, it's
You know?
insecurity.
Yeah. I think I have nothing against boss babes. I have nothing against, girls crushing it. I love that.
I think people in general like that. Like I don't know.
That's true. It's maybe just a
every
people thing.
person that I've met that's like if their sole goal in life is money and like getting to the next level of wealth, like most of them that I've met, and I like this is a statement in my own life, not a general statement to everyone, because there are very successful, wealthy people that are probably not this way, but it's
They don't have that
usually-
like hustle mindset.
yeah, they don't. Usually, that hustle mindset comes from, I think it's preyed upon of like your insecurities and things, whether it's you're not enough or you're trying to prove something from your past or whatever. I think there's always a deeper reason as to why that, like, that's the thing that you chase. You know what I mean?
It's like a value. It's a measurable value that you can
yeah,
put upon
and you
yourself.
can say, "Here's how much I'm worth."
I mean, it's like when
So-
they refer to that, it's like, what is your net worth?
yeah,
It's like, what is you? It's like you can't put a net worth on a person. They're a person. They're
Yeah.
invaluable. But that's how we talk about it.
Yeah.
What's your net worth? And you are a number. Like
But
we
here's
even
the
like
thing, though.
voluntarily are like, oh, this.
yeah.
You know,
Which is so funny though, because before we got what?
it's the devil.
Yeah, I thought you said it's the dog, and I was like, he needs to shut up. To see, prove that dog's proving my point. Yep.
Yeah.
But even it's funny though how just even in our own adventure, the Lord shifts our heart, because before you and I got married, before we started dating, even early in our marriage, I was pretty career minded, not from the sense of like, oh, I need to keep elevating and stepping up, but just if I want to be successful in life, this is the path I need to take. Like success was monetary for me. Really, it was survival, honestly. But like, and that shifted and changed as we got married and started having kids. Because like I never dreamed of being a stay-at-home mom. It wasn't on my radar ever. I was just like, oh yeah. I wasn't even like feminist, but now I'm just like,
You are independent.
yeah, I'm independent. And
That's more of a personality thing than
yeah, but like, it's just interesting. Punch that dog in the face. How that shifts within your adventure as you keep taking different steps and walking along and taking different paths. Like once we started having babies, I was like, oh, I don't want to go leave my kid for 10 hours a day.
like
that.
hand them off to somebody else. to
Yeah,
take
that feels
care
so unnatural and wrong for me, which was shocking because I never changed a diaper till we had our first baby. Like I got fired from babysitting jobs. Like I was not good at it.
of. The kid got out. I have no clue where he is.
That's true. They got out to the garage and
What?
the mom pulled up. She's like, "What's he doing out of bed?" And I was like, "Snuck by me."
Seriously?
I was doing homework in the kitchen, and the
Yeah,
kid
you're
like
fired.
snuck out 100%.
I don't
I
think
was
you can-
justified. I was like, you don't have to call me back. I
don't
understand.
think I feel good about you being around our
But that's just my point being like, it didn't come naturally to me.
Yeah.
And so my mindset was like, oh, maybe I've been working since I was 15. So maybe I'm built like one of those boss babes or whatever it is. But the older I get, I'm like, no, like that's not, to me, that's not the treasure we find on our adventure.
Yeah.
It's relational, and it's quality time with the people that we love, or making new friendships, things like that. It's the mundane for me that is more valuable than being able to like, hey, we're taking our whole family on all these incredible vacations, but we only see them for those 2 weeks, pretty much. You know,
Yeah.
like it's just a different, and there's
You're
nothing
saying-
wrong with that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying,
You're saying a lot. What are you saying?
I'm
Boil it
just
down.
saying that, like, keep your heart malleable.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I'm saying like things shift and change. Like
Okay.
that's part of being on the adventure is
Yeah.
being open
I've
to
thought
a
about that a
heart
lot.
change.
I've thought about it
And-
a lot of with like Lord of the Rings. We're reading Lord of the Rings with Bear.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's helpful. I kind of think about like, okay, yeah, like now they're in this forest and they deal with these things in this forest, but now they're going into the mountains and now
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they're dealing with the weather. It's like different. It's like
Yeah. You have to be able
there's
to pivot.
different times of your life that you go through different things, you know?
You have to be able to pivot to still find the
Adapt.
joy in that and adapt.
Maybe
Yeah.
you mean adapt, like
But I'm
be
saying-
able to adapt
Yeah.
more so that, but be malleable too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, 20.
Malleable is like outside influences changing you versus
Oh, I'm saying like
adapting.
keep your heart like adaptable. Like I think people get so stuck in mindsets of like I'm this way or I'm that way or I'm this person. This is just my personality. Like 22-year-old Kendall is very different than 37-year-old Kendall. You know, and if I had stayed in the mindset of what I thought I wanted in life and what my goals, like loose goals were, because everyone's like, oh, you got to have these goals and crap, and it's like, no, just live your life. Like,
Okay, let's talk about that.
if you talk to me about a goal, my brain will shut off so quick. You know, when they're like, "This is my
Well,
New Year's
I would like to talk to you
resolution."
about. I'd love to talk to you about goals. What are your goals? I'm just kidding.
Bye.
So this might just be something that everybody personally figures out or like wrestles with at some point in their life. But I'm just curious. I'd love for you guys to comment down below and let us know your personal experience with this. Do you think that our generation got fed a lot of that type of language? Like, you have to have these goals. You have to go to college. You have to get married, have kids, plan for your retirement so you can retire by 65. There's like, as a kid, like, it wasn't like my parents drilled this into me every day, but there were spoken and maybe even unspoken and implied expectations for our generation that's like, you're going to go to college.
Yeah.
Neither of us used the degrees that we have when we graduated college. I don't remember a single thing that I learned from high school. Like, it's like all this stuff is just like, what taught me the most was throwing myself into hard situations and new situations and being like, we got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
You know?
I gotta figure it out.
we gotta figure it out, baby.
I think.
What's funny is even as I say that, what I struggle with the most is not, I worry about finances plenty of times. Nothing ever comes of it. Like, we're always good. We always have more. The Lord always provides. But what I worry about, what if I get myself into a situation that I can't get myself out of, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's
But like, that's where I've learned the most in my life.
sure. Well, we're resilient, right? Humans are resilient.
We're resilient.
We're resilient. I think.
Why did I think about the snake when
okay.
you said
I
resilient?
don't know, but two answers, two sides of a coin. No, one of them is I think every generation deals with that, right? These expectations.
It's different.
It's different for every generation. I will say that I think ours, especially because of the technology boom and all that stuff, it made things so different. It made like we kind of came out of this expectation of we're following the path that our parents did, as far as like, you know, if they went to college, it's like this expectation you go to college, then you not, I mean, mine never put on me like you had to get married and have kids or whatever, but it's like you do go to college.
Let's just
And
tell
you get
them
a job.
right now, this is an arranged marriage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You're right. You're right. But I think there was very much that expectation. And so like getting through high school was like, sure, enjoy yourself, but also don't suck at it because you got to go to college and you need to have a way to pay for it with scholarships and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then, but it's like I never found, like at college, I told you today, I literally got a degree in marketing and business because I was like decent at it, but there was nothing about it that I loved. There wasn't time for us to go and explore things, you know, as people like take a year off or they go do stuff. You're like, what is that? Like, that was such a weird concept to me.
My sister in high school, was like on all the extracurricular clubs and beta club and class president, all this stuff. And I was just social butterfly. Like I just wanted to have a good time.
Yeah.
So I didn't explore any of those things.
Right. But
It was like Ben, and I remember like at one point my mom or my dad was like, "You need to be thinking about like where you want to go to school, and
Yeah.
what you want to do." They weren't like, "You need to do this," and I was like, "Oh, well, we'll figure that out."
yeah. So
Just keep on, go skateboarding. You know?
Yeah. And we did figure it out. So, and that's the same thing when we got married. It was like, again, the shock to the system of, oh, shoot, there's like 2 of us. We're doing this thing. We're working 5 jobs because the economy crashed and like we can barely afford our $300 a month rent. And like, but I mean, it was a huge learning curve for us. So in that way too, but
What is a budget?
yeah, but then also it's like, there's got to be more than this, And it's like we're learning as we're in adulthood that like our life and our marriage and how it affects our kids and the people around us is what we make it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have these expectations looming over us like we did when we were youths. And so you're coming into your own freedom as an adult, like, oh, we can break these cycles and do something different. We don't have to stay in this. And then you get to go on a different adventure.
If you had to associate yourself with a character in a novel or a movie, what would it be?
That's hard. You go first. Have you thought of one?
No.
Obviously, it'd be like a Hobbit.
Me or you?
Me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd be like Samwise. I'm a really good friend.
You're a good gardener.
And no, I'm not a good gardener, but I like to eat. So, and like, I'm kind of burly. Like I'm a little
Burly?
I'm a little husky.
No, you're not.
I'm trying not
You know
to
what
be.
any of these words mean? Malleable, husky. Do you know any of the things that you're saying?
He's like fluffy. He's not like fit and stuff. He likes to eat first, second breakfast, first lunch, second lunch. I would be thriving as a hobbit.
Because of all the meals
All the meals and because it's community
and
driven.
the pipe, smoking the pipes.
It's community driven. They just sit around and play music
Because the hairy
and
feet.
garden.
You have hairy feet.
No,
You don't.
you do.
I'm a
Kind of.
man.
But so I'm saying I feel
I
like
have invisible blonde hairs on my arms.
that's the
and
thing
legs.
is like, forget hot girl summer. I'm having hobbit summer. It's like, yes.
What does Hobbit summer mean?
I'm
What does that entail?
I'm in my garden.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of my chickens. I'm eating good food with my family.
Yeah.
Hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
Diddle with the little music.
Diddle.
Lollygag
You
around.
diddling?
Diddling, piddling.
Piddling and diddling?
Lollygagging and just enjoying summer.
And fiddle farting.
Having a slow day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about Bilbo because it's like he in the Hobbit, like he doesn't want adventure, and then like Gandalf's like, you're going on this adventure, and then by the time he comes back, he's like, I love it. Like, and now he's
Yeah.
back home, and he's like, I got to get back out there. There's so much out there.
Yeah.
I like you said, there's got to be
And
more.
I'm a homebody. I like.
There's got to be
home.
more than this, right? So like this is an adventure. Every day in this house that we've got bills, we pay for this house, we homeschool our kids, we got daily chores, tasks, and activities and jobs. Yeah. And I think that there's got to be more than this, And the more than this is family.
Yeah.
The more than this is the memories that we're making. But I am like, there's part of me that I'm like, man, part of me wishes that I could just relocate all my family and friends and we all go back in time to like, I don't know when, but like out in Montana where it's like what we do on a day-to-day basis is we go hunt and we go to the river and get some water. Like our day-to-day is survival. And not making money to pay for bills and food that's not real.
That was still the same back then though. Money's always been money's money.
Money's always been a money.
Money's always been money.
It was beavers back then.
Yeah, but we'll trade in beaver pelts. That's how you
Trading
made money.
beaver pelts.
So, well, that's a different thing. But even just how we were talking today at lunch about how we're doing school different next year. Like we homeschool, but
They weren't there though, so tell them.
I'm telling them that. But we homeschool, But we've been doing more like it's still a kind of a traditional esque school.
Yes,
like
our
co-op
older two
and
have
stuff.
gone to a co-op.
Yeah,
But the co-op is fantastic.
very classical school though.
But it's like classical school.
Yeah, and I'm like, but we homeschool and we want to do different things. Like I want to try new stuff because we can. Because we're not stuck in this system. We are like we sacrifice over here financially and stuff so that we can do things different. So we can do things different with the kids.
The dog's out and across the yard. That's fine.
I guess my dad let him out.
Go be free.
So anyways, so in the fall we're doing school different. We pulled them out of that kind of traditional co-op setting. We're doing farm school, forestry school, things that they're interested in because we can. And that even in that is like that same mentality of there's got to be something more to this. Like again, it's school, but I think we can tap into the wonder of the world a little bit more in God's creation than what we have been. And
that's my favorite thing about homeschool.
Yeah.
Is
you can do that.
There's several. I mean, yes, there are rules, but then there's also not rules.
Yeah.
It's like.
Well, it depends on your state too.
Well, and in South Carolina is somewhat more strict to my understanding, right? They're like you got to get these core things, and it's great. I'm not trying to avoid that, but like the fact is, our oldest bear is completely different in what he's interested in and how he learns than our middle child, Dylan.
Yeah.
And who is also completely different and unique to what he's interested in than Shepherd, our youngest. And so with homeschooling, we get to go, okay, Bear learns, in whatever way that he does. Dylan wants to be outside looking for critters all the time.
Yeah.
And we can talk about things as we do that, and we can learn about what he's fiddling with. And so that's what I love about it. Because it was in college when I don't know what self-actualization I had, but I was like, I have to write. I think it was when I was writing 30-page papers for my Christian studies classes.
Learned how you learn.
And I was like, I've got to figure this out. Same thing. I'm now in this situation and I've got to figure out how to do this. How does my brain work? And I was a junior in college when I asked myself that question, and I figured it out. And then the rest of college was so much easier. And I remember being like, why am I a junior in college? And I'm just now learning how I learn so that I can hear information and filter it through this pathway so that it actually sticks in my brain, you know? And so I'm passionate about helping our boys do that from a young age.
Yeah.
Imagine what they can do with that from a young age. Young?
Young.
No, not
Stop
young.
saying weird stuff.
I want you to stop saying odd.
Yeah.
That's from what's that show?
I don't
on
know.
HBO.
You should know.
Matthew McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. That's gonna bother me.
True Detective.
True Detective. There we go. And so the other thing is the time. We usually are homeschooling and we're done by 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then it's now let's go out and learn about something else, hands-on.
It's just through
Put the
play.
books down.
It's just
Yeah.
letting kids be kids. They learn so much through play.
Let the kids be kids.
Let the kids be the kids.
I believe the children are our future.
I knew you were going to sing that.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Isn't that from,
Coming to America.
no,
It is.
it is. But don't they sing it also in 30 Rock? Doesn't Jenna sing
Maybe,
it?
probably. But yeah, it's Coming to America. That boy can sing. My dad will get that reference.
Yeah.
He good. He good. They were passing an offering plate. They're at a church fundraiser,
don't
and
even know that.
they put a chicken. He's eating a piece of fried chicken, puts it in the offering plate.
That's your touch of the tism is movie, random movie
100%.
info.
I can't move on from it. I have to explore it. Anytime I'm watching a movie, within 5 minutes, I'm on IMDb just being like, what's that person? What they've been in? What's their name? Oh, they were in this movie. Who directed that movie? And it's just Spiderweb.
Yeah. So, anyways, go on your own adventure. Live your life.
Well, okay. And if we
In
had, if we
adventure
narrow
mode.
down the conversation, we'll keep it nice and short. Look at us doing so good today. I'm so proud of you.
And today, Yes, I had it all day.
I find like that idea of this is an adventure helps it helps me gauge, I think. Do I view life as an adventure or as a pass fail benchmark? Because I can switch between those two.
That's part of your. But I mean, again,
I'm just saying for me.
Yeah.
I'm saying for me. So like
Well,
I'm
hold on.
asking them to ask themselves. Like if I'm like last week I had a hard week and it's because my mindset was like I'm not hitting the
doing
goals
enough.
that I
Yeah.
want. I'm not doing enough. I have all this free time and I wish that I could be applying it in this way, but that's not an option for me at this time. So I'm thinking benchmark, I'm not getting any closer to it, as opposed to this is an adventure. Let me go frolic in the fields. Let me skip amongst the daisies. And so like for me, it's almost like, am I thinking from a perspective of benchmark, pass, fail, or this is just an adventure and like life is short,
stunted.
stunted. I think you've said it on every podcast now.
Well, but okay, so one thing I didn't get back to it, but I was saying it's not bad to have goals.
No.
That's your personality or to have
But
benchmarks and stuff. But like
you can unhealthily view and
but you can also be like me and unhealthily view not having them. I mean, I'm not saying my way of thinking is right. I'm just saying like what I was saying, you and I think completely different, which is not
So
bad.
if you
It's
are
just that-
unmotivated and don't have goals, marry someone that's neurotic and depressed.
because you balance each other out.
Yeah. Yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's not nothing is absolute. Only Sith deal in absolutes. So
We're not on that side.
we're not. But we're not also
Yeah.
I've been rewatching Star Wars, hot take.
Hot take.
And I've been so frustrated with the Jedi.
They're
I'm
so
watching like all the Star
frustrating.
Wars things that are available, like in order slowly. And my buddy Jacob's also a huge Star Wars fan. And I've been texting him. I'm like, dude, the Jedi suck.
Yeah, because their lack of just
They
being
are the Pharisees.
Their lack of authenticity
Yes.
leads to so much chaos that
You know
could have been
you
avoided.
know who the man is?
Who?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh yeah,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
and he tried to do it different.
Yep.
The only absolute that we know is Jesus, so just roll with that.
Okay. Sunday school.
Well, it's true.
No, that's very true.
Prove me wrong.
No, that's very true. I've actually yesterday at church was like, and Saturday we had a worship night on Friday, and then I did songwriting thing on Saturday, and I was like, can we just stop complicating this thing and realize that life's an adventure, and we get to do it with Jesus. He's with us always. He likes us and he loves us, and he takes care of us. Mm-hmm. It won't look like we expect it to. You can almost say it that way, but a more graceful way of saying is it won't always look like you think it's going to, but it's going to work out.
And it's an adventure.
And even when it doesn't work out, it's something
Still
else is going to
working.
come from that.
It's still working out somehow.
It's still working.
It's still working. Okay,
Our pets' heads are falling off.
they're still working.
All right, wrapping it up. So
Play a game.
ask yourself, what perspective would you say you lean towards? Are you unhealthy Ben version where it's like, I've got these goals and I'm not hitting them? By the way, we were making so many jokes about hustle culture and like American like grind. Like if you don't wake up and you don't already have your combat boots on and you haven't already run 12 miles when you wake up, then you ain't
You
doing
haven't
nothing in your
gotten
life.
12 deals by the lunchtime. By 12, you fail.
Exactly. Just go ahead and go back to sleep. You
Yeah.
know? And we're just like, what is something
Close
that's like
those
really
eyes.
dumb? I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to grotivate you.
You.
It's gross, isn't it? I hate that. That stuff got drilled into me when I first started in real estate, and I had to undo a lot of that. It helped me. It helped
Unlearn it.
Business Ben pop out, but then Business Ben popped out like a gremlin.
No.
Not a mean gremlin, but like a, yeah, that's great. Let's consume all that and let's go, go, go. And now it's like, all right, that's crazy. You're going to burn yourself
Remember
out.
how many
Let's tone it down a
personality
little bit.
tests they made you take?
Yeah, from when I started, the team that I started with, I took like 5 personality tests.
Yeah.
And I'd never taken any personality test.
I am a person. That's my
No, you're
test.
not. You are 4 letters or a number.
Where's
So-
that kid? Well,
So yeah, so sorry, your homework. Do you lean more towards life as an adventure? Because I also don't think there's like the romantic side of the American life that's like life's an adventure.
sure.
There, but I also see in that a lot of the maybe the more unhealthy, like whatever. I don't think about all those things. I don't care. Da da da.
It's like everything else. There's a balance
Yeah.
in it, in your mindset.
I just trying to be
and your
Aragorn.
perspective.
I just want to be Aragorn.
Well, yeah, he's a
And
good
break
dude.
my toe on a helmet that I kick. Or are you more like goal oriented, and because there's unhealthiness in both, but our motto, life's an adventure.
I think the bigger question is just where are you finding adventure in your life right now?
And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it.
So look for it.
Yeah, because if I think task oriented in a day, I'm like, I've got this done, I got that done, I got this done. Versus here I am having a conversation with my wife. We got to go eat lunch
No,
together.
but what I'm saying is you can be task oriented and still find adventure
I'm
in
not
that.
saying either or. I'm just saying
Oh, okay.
be still and know that He is the Lord.
Yep.
Be still.
Okay.
Be present.
Be
Master
cute.
Oogway. I remembered it after I misquoted it the other day. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Cute.
Cute. Do we have a game to end?
Yours is a game master.
I am the game master.
I'm just here.
For this game, you have to. Can you touch your forehead with your big toe on your left foot?
That you gotta do one that you can hear.
I will commentate.
No, you gotta.
Okay.
I can, but you gotta do one that you can like one of the alphabet games or something.
Oh, we got to figure out how to do screens on here, like, because we could do those funny filters where it's like you have to come up with a name, like it gives you a letter, and you have to come up with like a food type.
Like a category.
place.
It's categories.
And there's a guy I follow that's so funny. He always says the same thing.
Yeah.
Like for the city, it's always like something tech, and he always says something Texas, and it's like that's not a place. It's dumb. Why don't we try and I don't know. What if we play the 3 game?
Name 3 things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Name 3 tacos. 1,
Pork.
2.
Beef. Cheese.
Pork beef cheese.
Pork's beef cheese. I was
Pork's
trying to think
beef
of
cheese.
what is it?
I don't know. Name.
What's the meat?
Name.
Carnitas. That's it.
Oh yeah. Berea. That's what you got the other night.
Yeah, it was
Berea?
good. It was spicy.
Berea is a place in Greenville.
Berea is a wild place.
It's not that wild. What's the most interesting animal fact you can think of right now?
Right now, well, obviously the bats are pollinators because we just learned that today.
Okay. I want you to act
And
like you have to present.
I saw a red box turtle yesterday lay eggs and then bury
Yeah, I wanted
its
to remember
eggs
that.
in an anthill like a boss, and then she wandered off.
They won't eat the eggs, will they?
I don't know. That's where she decided to lay it. Maybe it was smart because the ants will sting anything that comes to try to disrupt the
She's
nest.
like, "Hey, little ants.
Hey, little friends.
She's like, "Hey, little baby, these are your ants. Get it?"
Aw.
And then
All right.
she's
Name 3 types of clouds.
like, cumulus, nimbus, ponticulus.
Fluffy.
I know one of those
Cumulus.
was right.
Yeah.
Nimbulus, nimbus.
That's a star.
That's a broom.
Nimbus
in Harry Potter.
3000.
You've heard of Andre 3000, but have you heard of Nimbus 3000? That's hard.
Yeah. Name 3 Harry Potter quotes.
Quotes?
No.
Can't do quotes.
Stores on Diagon Alley.
Weasley's Weezers. What? Weasley's Wheezes.
Whizzing.
Ollivander's Wand Shop. And Apothecary. There's something apothecary.
You gotta sharpen up.
Pomfrey's-
You got to sharpen up for trivia night next month.
Ugh, I think we're gonna be gone. I don't think we're gonna
We'll
go.
come back.
I wouldn't be
We'll
tempted
come
to. Okay, I want you to name 3 1/2. I want you to name. All right, you have 4 seconds to do this.
Uno,
Name
dos,
the
tres,
colors
cuatro.
of the Ninja Turtles. 1.
Red,
2,
orange,
3,
purple,
4.
blue. Who am I
You
missing?
get it.
I got them all.
There was a pink one.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
When?
Like
Master Rat?
early.
He had like a maroon
No, there was a
robe.
female Ninja Turtle that came out of nowhere.
Well, that's not.
For the ladies.
Okay. Like the Pink Ranger.
No, the Pink Ranger, that was for the boys. Bye.
Bye. Diabetic or just pathetic?
Oh, that's harsh. I got the strap. I gotta carry you.
You can't sing that because you're white. It's racist.
I'm not white, I'm French.
Drink your juice, Shelby. I would like to make a diorama about diabetes.
Whole Foods is corporate.
Excuse me. I don't have fat hands like you do.
Excuse me? Good bit of caffeine in my system. This dog. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Bow wow yippee yo yippee yay. I'm gonna call that dog Chungus. We are a couple of silly geese.
It's just a silly geese out
We
here.
just a
raising
silly
some
little gander.
Silly ganders.
We just flopping and flirping and whopping all around.
swimming in the water because it's summer.
We just got our fluffy butts tooting and tollering all over the place.
Waddling down
Fiddle
the hall.
farting around.
I love.
It's a good. You love a good fiddle fart.
I love a good fiddle fart.